We are on our way to Greece. It's exciting times. We've got a very long day ahead of us. Our ferry isn't actually until 11 o'clock tonight, but we need to be there by 8:30 to check in. And it's about a 4-hour drive from where we are now. So we're gonna go to the shop, we're gonna get some fuel, we're gonna go to a spot to chill out for a little bit, and then we will head to Brindisi to get the ferry. So today we'll be driving from where we are now in Diamante on the west coast, all the way to Brindisi on the east coast. It's about a 4-hour drive in total, but we're gonna break it up a little bit and spend the day doing it, rather than racing across all in one go. We chose to go from Brindisi rather than Bari because it's a smaller port, potentially easier to navigate, but also it was about 100 euros cheaper. In total, we paid
340 euros.
And that's with a cabin, with the dog, and also there's some sort of February discount on at the moment, so we made use of that. We've heard quite mixed reviews about the ferry. Some people say it's like disgusting and really bad. Some people say it's just chaotic because it's a ferry between Italy and Greece. And other people say it's great. So we're going with no expectations, and yeah, we'll film everything, see how it goes. We think it's gonna be quite chaos, so we'll do our best. But there's only 2 ferries that go from that port, one to Albania, one to Greece. So we'll either be in Albania or Greece by Monday morning, who knows. Final couple of jobs before we go. We're gonna fill up our water all the way, get rid of all our bins, go do a little snack shop, get some diesel, and then we're on our way to the ferry. We've come a cropper again to the Italian siesta. It seems that whenever we try and do anything, it's either siesta or a Sunday. Or, as it today, siesta on a Sunday. So Eurospin was closed, loads of things are closed, but we've managed to get fuel, and now we're trying to get some food at an Interspa. I think it might be quite expensive. There's also a Mackey's looking very tempting at us, but we're gonna do our best, aren't we, Oz, to not get the Mackeys. So we're just parked up here. We're about 1 hour and 15 from the ferry port. We're gonna chill here until about 7 o'clock, and then we'll head over to Brindisi and try to get on this ferry. Packing our bags, ready for the overnight ferry. The anxiety and excitement is nearly unbearable now. We're dying, and we still have about 2 hours before we need to leave, and we're already packing our stuff. The anticipation is an absolute killer. Like, we're both like so nervous, so anxious for this, and we don't know why. There's no reason to. It's just one of those things. It's something we've never done. It's a big ferry crossing, I guess. There'll be loads of truckers. It's exciting, but we are definitely nervous. We've still got like 15 minutes before we need to leave, and I'm sat in the front ready to go. This is one of those things. But tomorrow we will be in Greece.
We are just parked up at the terminal. I went into the terminal building. There's a few people in the bar, but apart from that, the queue to check in to the Greek ferry was empty. Took my passport up, and that's all we needed to check in. Everything's all then printed out for us ticket-wise. And then at 9 o'clock, we head round to the boarding deck. They spoke English completely fine, and then there is a service information desk there as well, so if you do get confused or do get lost, then you're absolutely fine.
You can go this way for Greece, or this way for Albania.
We have got into waiting point number 2. It is 4 minutes past 9. We can see all the trucks getting off the ferry that has just come in, which is the one that we're getting on. Apparently boarding customs kind of opens at 9 o'clock, so we're just after that. There's been a little bit of movement from the trucks around us, but all the cars are still here. though there's not many of them. So we'll just hang on for a little bit longer and see where we end up.
This guy's got no lights on.
So we just have come into our cabin. We decided to opt for a cabin while we're here. One, because we didn't know quite what the muzzle policy was going to be with the dog. Doesn't look like anybody cares. But obviously it's an overnight ferry, so we thought we would just splash out and get one. It's nice for the dog, nice for us. We get to have a shower. I did book an inside cabin, which is a lot cheaper, but didn't have a window. However, we have a window. It is a twin room because that was the only room that's available. So Oro can pick who she'll sleep with tonight.
The a la carte restaurant and the self-service are at your disposal. Enjoy your...
This is the only issue is the announcements are in the room and you can't turn it down and get away from it. So hopefully they don't run all night.
So the room is absolutely lovely. We have both just had roasting hot showers and we are getting ready for bed. Oro is already nicely tucked in. We met another English girl who's backpacked down here, who is heading over to Turkey through the stands and then over to China, which is really cool.
Il est interdit de rester dans la zone de réception. Merci.
It's the morning, it's early, but we're in Greece, so we're an hour ahead, so it doesn't feel too early. We are being kicked out of our cabins, so we're going to head up to the top and see if we can get Oz to go to the toilet on the ship. And then we should be docking in around about an hour. So just behind me is northern Greece and southern Albania. How cool is that? We've just got the sunrise coming over Greece and Albania, and to the other side we've got Corfu. And I'm just up here with Oz trying to get her to go to the toilet, but I'm not sure if she will because this isn't grass and she's quite picky.
So it's Albania there?
Nope. Other side.
That's Albania over there.
Yeah.
You want a butt scratch?
So far since we've been on the boat, no one's asked us to have a muzzle on. Everyone's been super friendly. Yeah, it's been very strange. We thought we should have to have a muzzle everywhere, and like people on the crew have been speaking to her and stroking her, and no one said anything. So I mean, happy days, but yeah, looks like you don't actually need a muzzle for being on the ship. It's also a little bit tricky to get them to go for a wee because for some reason she only likes to go for a wee on grass or stones or sand. She won't go on normal hard floor, which is a good thing. So we had to kind of lift her over a railing and put her on some stones and a little flower bed to get her to go to the toilet, which was a bit sneaky, but needs must. feels good to finally be in a new country and stick another sticker on the van. This is country number 16. We took a short walk into town and picked up 2 cheap pastries, and then decided to get the drone in the air.
Maybe this will be a better time after a fallout. I feel what I'm saying will land right, making contact, crossing over stationary lines, should be big. In the boxes on the list of ways we've tried, mean what you say what you mean. It's better to show something than not show anything. Can we slow this?
So to summarise getting the ferry, it was not as chaotic as most people will have you believe. I'm sure in the summer it's a lot worse than in the winter, but our total experience was fine. So much less chaos than we expected. And actually it was more organised than we originally had thought, especially being an Italian to Greece ferry. When we arrived, the roads are pretty bad. There's some really big potholes and some ones you definitely want to avoid, especially in the dark. But once you arrive, you need to go to the big blue and white building, the check-in building, the reception if you want to call it that, which is easy to miss. So you need to go there and give them your online tickets, which they will then turn into actual tickets, like print-out tickets that you then give to the next place. Inside, it's super clean, really bright, nice. There's like a bar and a couple of guys sat there drinking coffee. We even saw one person get pizza ordered to the check-in place while they were waiting. We checked in at about 8:15, and for the 11 o'clock ferry, the check-in desk actually closes at 9. So although you need to check in 2 hours before, the check-in desk is closed 2 hours before. So we checked in 2 hours and 45 minutes early, and we just sat outside the building until 9, and they told us to then go down to the next place to finish checking in. There's also a help desk and everyone speaks English, so it was really nice. So after that we then drove down, and there were some guys blocking off the lane where you queue for the boat, and they actually sent us a different direction. It was lucky that we were following another van and some other cars, so we didn't have to think too much, but it was pretty self-explanatory. And we went to a holding area where all the foot passengers were in a building waiting, all the trucks were lined up, and then all the cars were parked. We sat there for probably like 10-15 minutes. It wasn't long at all, and then a guy came in a high vis and just pointed and told us to go. He didn't tell us where to go or how to get there, he just pointed and said go. So we just followed the other cars. In the queue, a guy came and took one of our tickets and stuck it in the windscreen. We then carried on where another guy, at more of a like a passport control thing, but where they don't check passports, took our other tickets, right?
Yeah, the security tickets.
Yeah, took our security tickets and our other tickets, and then we went through, lined up, waited for probably 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes, and then we were sent off, and we boarded the ferry, and the guys tell you where to go, point where to go. So we went there. They're a little bit shouty with telling you where to park, but I think that's just normal and it's quite loud in there, so they have to. We then parked. We then went to the reception and we gave the lady our ticket, and she gave us a key in return and just said thanks, enjoy your journey, and that was it. We then went to find our cabin, dropped our bags off, walked around to let the dog go for a toilet, went to bed. In the cabins, the announcements do go off, but they go off for 15 minutes and then it's silent all night. Showers are great, toilets are great, everything was super clean. We were expecting like the worst ferry you've ever seen, it to be horrible and grim, and it was really clean. It was almost posh.
It was like wannabe posh.
It was what, like tacky posh.
Tacky posh.
Yeah, tacky, big mirrors everywhere and gold, and it wanted to be really nice, and yeah, it was fine. And we then got woken up at kind of like an hour and a half before needing to get off the ferry by an announcement in the room that asked us to clear out, give our keys back and wait somewhere else. Then an announcement came on to go to your car, went to the car, drove off the ferry, drove out onto the road. I think they only checked your passport, right? Mm-hmm. They only checked Amy's passport. They didn't check my passport and didn't check the dog. So, yeah. But it's really easy and it's not as bad as everyone seems. Don't believe the hype. Go do it for yourself and see.